All right, so we'll go ahead and get started here today. So just want to thank everyone for being here for our Getting Started Pull Everywhere 2.0. Just have a few introductions, just need to get through real quick. To start off today, my name is Alex Gonzalez. I am a part of the Pull Everywhere Tier 2 team, and I am also joined today by Nyla. Go ahead and let her introduce herself.
Hey everyone, I'm Nyla. I work here as a product manager. Looking forward to your questions at the end of the webinar.
Awesome. Thank you, Nyla. All right, so real quick, just got a few things we just need to get to. So why are we here today? We're here for Pull Everywhere 2.0. Now with Pull Everywhere 2.0, we have some really cool new features, new look, new feel, everything, right? So part of that, you're going to enjoy a refreshed, more intuitive experience design. So it's going to help you navigate and manage your polls with ease. Now, at the same time, it's going to help boost engagement by using AI-powered tools to quickly create, edit, and enhance your polls. And then lastly, 2.0 is going to help enhance everything you love about Pull Everywhere. It's going to deliver smoother and more efficient engagement with every audience. So, fun facts about Pull Everywhere. We were founded in 2008 and since then have been continuously self-funded. Since 2022, we have been a fully remotely distributed team. And not only do we have over 300,000 educators, but almost 82% of Fortune 500 companies use and trust Pull Everywhere. All right, so the agenda here for today. So here in a second, I'm actually going to have you either join my presentation in Pull Everywhere 2.0 via phone or the web, whichever ones you can go ahead and choose. I'm going to go ahead and also show you what the new homepage, everything looks like, where to find things, how to navigate, because obviously we have made some really cool changes. Not only that, we're also going to show you how to create a poll, both using AI and then how to improve that poll, the questions inside that poll using AI. And then last, we just have a couple other things just to kind of show where things are located at the end of that. After that, we have a couple slides we're going to get to, and then we're going to get to the fun part, the Q&A. That's one thing. I think we're on number 4 now of these webinars, and that's where that's probably my funnest part of this, is that we get so much feedback and questions from you guys. So that's where if you do have any questions, definitely please, at that time, we will answer those. I will actually open up an open-ended poll where I'm going to have you all respond to so we can answer your questions and everyone can see them on the screen together. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So today, if I can, please have everyone either navigate to pe.app/webinar or you can click on the QR code here. If for some reason you come in a little bit late, don't worry about it. You are going to still be able to access the presentation while we're in the middle of it. So no worries at all. All right, so I'm just going to stop sharing for 1 second. All right, so this is what Pull Everywhere 2.0 looks like now. Now, I want to have a good sense that most people here have seen this, but if you haven't, this is your first time, welcome. So this is going to be the homepage. So right off the bat, you can see some new changes we have. So what we have are some recommended. So if you want to make like a quick like bar, a word cloud, competition QA, you can quickly select these options here, or we can go into multiple choice. We have our different customization or our different visualization. See, I'm getting better with that word. We have bar, donut, Likert, radar. Open-ended, that's like where your word cloud, your Q&A, and then your other is going to be your attendance and competition. Next, we have your most recent polls. So here, this is where, any of your most recent ones are going to populate. Next, you're going to be able to find those polls over here on the left-hand side under your polls. Next, we have reports. Next, we have teams. So if you're on a teams plan, which everyone who has already signed up for Pull Everywhere 2.0, you are on a 30-day free subscription to the teams plan, so you have access to teams. And then next is going to be the courses. So that's going to be like where the LMS integrations, so like Canvas, things like that are going to be located. Next, we have PowerPoint. So with our slide shares that we have currently right now, we have integration with PowerPoint. This is how you go to install that new add-in. And it's going to be much different. It's going to be an add-in inside of 365 versus the standalone app that you had previously with Windows or Mac. So that's one thing I always like to draw a little bit of attention to. Next, this is how, right here is where you can create a question or a poll using AI. Now, as mentioned previously, we're going to do that here today. Now, this morning I was brainstorming what should we talk about? What should the polls be about? I think I got a pretty good one here. So for today, I want to create a free multiple choice poll. I can type about US national parks. I'm gonna go ahead and create, and as we can see, success. Go ahead and view them. So awesome. So as you can see here, it's went ahead and it created our questions for us, right? So we have here is we have a poll with questions inside of them. That's what we're going to be calling these now moving forward. Now, let's say if you want to edit this collection of polls, right? Like your poll, what you can actually do is here in the top left corner here, you can make your edits. So edit. Don't really need to make a new one right now. Same thing. If you, let's say you want to make an edit to this question here, same thing. Make your edit. Or you want to edit the options here, right? Your responses. Same thing. I don't want to make any because I actually like these a lot. Next, just want to draw some quick attention to the QR code. So completely up to you. Some people, they want to have that QR code present. Others don't. Completely your preference. Let's say you're one of the people who don't. Simply click on the QR code. It's going to put it right up here at the top next to your presentation code. You want to bring it back? Just click on it. And there you go. Next, what we want to do is want to just highlight here on this page here. So let's just say I want to add another choice. Easy. Click the add button here. Type what you want. Let's say I want to move it. Just click and drag. And as you can see, populates right here. For this one though, don't really want it in here. So I'm just going to click the trash can to go ahead and delete it on out. Next, just want to highlight some of these presentation options. Now, I am going to go over these in more detail during the actual presentation so you can see what they look like. But really quick, this is where you go to hide your responses, to lock the question, and then to show correctness. Next, let's go to the left-hand side. So this here, let's say I want to add another question, which we are going to add a couple more here today. So just click on the add button. This is where we have the option to add any of the multiple choice, open-ended, or other. So one cool thing under other is the leaderboard. I'm going to add one of those here today. And when we go to add that, so this is one of these things that this is feedback that we have gotten from customers. So that's why we really value your feedback. And this is stuff that we've heard that you wanted in 1.0. So we made sure this is something we want to incorporate in 2.0. But here you have the option. Do you want to insert only one leaderboard, or you can insert one after each question? Now for this, I'm just going to insert one. You see we have the fun confetti. But I also want to add a couple more here today. So I'm going to do a word cloud. I want everyone to see what the word cloud looks like. And then last, I do have a Q&A because there's some cool features in the Q&A I want to make sure we highlight. Now, for these, I don't want these to be where they're currently located right now, the new ones I just added. It's the questions. So I'm just going to click. I'm going to drag the leaderboard down to the end of my multiple choice. The open-ended, I'm going to have that be at the very end. And I want the word cloud to be at the top. So for the word cloud, this is a great demonstration on how to go ahead and edit that title. So I am a little biased. I want to know. I want to know how excited everyone is about 2.0. Next, I want to improve. a poll using AI. So we're going to improve this one here. So which US national park is known for its geysers and hot springs? Now for this one, we're going to do here on the right-hand side, we have some options. I'm going to click on the improve question with AI. Now here, you can either type an answer in here, or you can use one of these quick options we have below. Now for this, all of these, I just love it. I love making it harder. I like to see what it comes up with. And as you can see here, it's a lot harder. Now, let's say I don't want to use that. Like I want to go back, easy. To revert back, you just undo that. You just click this little option right here. For today though, I want to make this super easy for us. So I'm just going to go ahead and click back. And then next, I want to help me create a question using, oh, looks like I did that opposite. Sorry, everyone. Got a little excited. I want the word cloud to be that. And for this one, I want to actually create for the open-ended, right? I want to use AI for that. So for this, I'm going to create a question about US national parks. Perfect. And went ahead and created one for me here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go to the beginning. So before I transition to this next part, what I want to do really quickly is I want to highlight what the participant side looks like. Now, if you all were able to access the pe.app/webinar or the QR code, this is what you're currently seeing on your end right now. So this is going to be the waiting screen since I have not started presenting this poll yet. Now, when I come back here, I'm going to go ahead and click on present. Now, as you can see here, you now should have the option to go ahead and start responding. Now with this, it's going to show you how many times you may respond. It's also going to show how to edit your screen name, which simply click here. So right now we have like an animal, an adjective and an animal, and this is how you type in those responses. Awesome. As you can see here, they're rolling on in. As you can see here on the left-hand side, we do have the number of people who are participating. So that's where you're going to see that's going to go up as many people are continue to write in their responses. Awesome. I love it. So let's just say for this one, and then we are going to go back and view a few more things. Looks like I got a little ahead of myself here. But since we're on this page, I do just want to show this. If I want to hide the responses, I'm going to go ahead and click hide responses. They're hidden on my view of being the presenter. And then if I want to bring them on back, just click right here. And then same when I want to lock it, it's locked right now. And as you can see on your end, can't respond. All right, so before we get into the other questions that we have here presenting, what I do want to go ahead and do is I want to show how to edit these, right? So we have the next option, visualization. See, I'm getting better with that word. I don't know why, it's just a tongue twister for me. Let's say I want to update this. So I want to make it a multiple choice, an open-ended question. That's how you can do that right here. Next, we have our design. So with our design, what we have are some set themes. Now up here at the top for users, all users, you're going to see this selected theme option right here. But for paid users for this certain feature, you're going to have the custom feature down below. Now with this, we have some preset options here. So with this, I want to go ahead and I want to click Funfetti. As you can see, changes it. It's going to change all of our questions here in this poll. Let's say I want to customize that. So we have font family. So with font family, you can go ahead and select any options here. I like this one. As you can see, it goes and changes it right here for us. And so next for this one, I actually do want to, yeah, like I said, I got ahead of myself here. Perfect. I want to show on a bar graph of what this is going to look like so you can get a better idea of it. So let's change it back to our font we had previously. Now with our accent, when I change our accent, it's going to change the join code and then to add more choices down here at the bottom. I'm going to make it super drastic so we can really see what it looks like. Next, we have the background. So the background is going to be these options that we have like right here, and then also your presentation options at the bottom. And again, make this super drastic, so green. Next, we have the logo. So this is really good for, let's say, for companies, you need to put your company logo. Universities, you want to have the university logo, things like that, so you can stay on brand. That's how you upload it right here, and it's going to be uploaded right here in the top right corner. Next, we have the background. So again, if you have a company background or university background you want to upload, that's where you can upload this here, and then it's going to go ahead and show for all of our poll, all of our questions in this poll. Next, I want to save it. I'm going to name this one US National Parks. I'm going to save. Now, if I go back here, you're going to see underneath my custom, we're going to have this located right here at the bottom. For today, though, as cool as this color combos all look like, I'm going to switch on back to Poll Everywhere. Just this way it looks a little bit more on brand for us. Next, response limits. This is how you can upload or you can update that if you want to allow multiple selections or allow voting. This is how you increase and decrease and set the limit. So participant restrictions. So this is a new one that we've added recently. So this is perfect for, let's say, universities, right? They want it who are integrated with LMS systems. They want to make sure that their students are logged in to their Poll Everywhere account using the same email address that's associated with their LMS system, like Canvas, Moodle, things like that. This is how you make sure that that student is logged into that proper email. Let's say if they have like a Gmail one, and they try to access it and they're not a registered participant for your organization, they're not going to be able to participate. Same thing with companies. We understand too, you want to have make sure internal company or employees are able to access your polls and not external. So that's how you set that. Next, the timer. This is how you can set a timer. So if you just want to set it to, increase or decrease, that's how you do that here as well. All right, so as mentioned, I got a little bit ahead of myself. So we're going to go ahead and get right back into presenting. So now you should go ahead and have access to start responding to the poll. If you can, go ahead and just start responding. As we can see here, this is going to be shifting as people are responding, which I think is a pretty cool. You can see how people are voting, what's going on, because obviously we have responses visible. Now let's say during this, I want to hide that. I can hide it right here. Say I want to re-enable that though. I think for this, I want to see what people are responding as. Simply click on the button in the middle, or you can disable that down here. Next, I can lock the poll. If I lock it, no one can respond. And then last, show correctness. So right here, everyone who answered Yellowstone National Park, you answered correctly. Now, one thing that we do have, we have a sorted responses feature. Now we have this on a couple of our polls, or sorry, a couple of our questions. So with this, by default, it is set to default. Now let's say I want to set it to votes. Click to votes. It's going to show what is being voted the most and then in descending order. And we can see we have 19 participants. So awesome. So next, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move on to the next one. If you can, please go ahead and start responding. All right. And again, hide those responses. As you can see here, they're hidden. Bring them on back. I'm going to lock the poll so no one else can respond. And then show correctness. All right, and we'll go into our last bar. So if you can, please go ahead and start responding. Awesome. Again, I'm gonna lock the poll so no one else can respond. Hide, unhide, and let's show correctness. All right, and whoever Dazzling Owl is, congratulations. Now we're gonna get to our open-ended Q&A. So this one is gonna be a little bit different. As you can see here, you can go ahead and start responding now. So this one, you can see the audience submissions here. So let's see. Why? All right, so as we can see here, they're starting to trickle on in. Now, this is really cool. I love that people are already starting to engage here. So this is one of the things we want to showcase. As you can see here, you have an option here to go ahead and engage with it. So here you can add some emojis. Now, I'm a little biased. I'm from Colorado, so gotta throw out some love to Colorado. So here is how you can go ahead and you can engage. Now, obviously we do have some options here. Now, let's say when I am looking at it from the presenter view. Right now, what we have another sorted responses. So right now, I have it currently set to recency. Now, let's say I want to set it to engagement. This is where when I set to engagement, it's going to set it as far as what we've gotten the most engagement on, and then again, in descending order. So this feature is really cool. Like for instance, like Q&As, right? So let's say, which we may have to do this if we're coming short on time. Now, luckily, we haven't even got to that point yet. So let's say during the Q&A part, we're coming short on time. We might ask people to start engaging so we can make sure we get as many questions as we can in. And that's right there is like awesome use case for that, right? So, you're in a presentation, you realize you only have 5-10 minutes left and you have a ton of questions, you're not going to be able to get all those questions answered. You can go ahead and ask your audience at that point to start engaging so you can make sure you answer the ones that they really want to hear about, and you can follow up obviously one-on-one after, however you choose. All right, so for this one, some great engagement here, love it. We'll go ahead and lock it. As you can see now though, you're not able to make any more options here. So awesome, I appreciate everyone's participation. We're gonna go ahead and pop on out of that. Now, a few things here at the top. So to share, let's say you want to share out these polls with other people in your organization. You can do it as an organization completely or individually. And you can also set the permissions that you want that person to have, organization or the individual user. Next, responses. So this is quickly how you can archive your questions. So I can archive the set question itself here, archive the polls as a whole, or I can delete the question responses. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop on out. So puts us right into our next part as far as the polls. So these are where all of your polls are gonna be located. Now, here at the top, you see some little options right here. Now, to add folders, you simply click here. This is how you add your folders. If you wanna add a poll, same thing. Or if you want to create one using AI, it's gonna be the same thing as right here, right? It's just another spot to use that at. Now, want to also highlight with folders, folder creation is the exact same as in 1.0. You can create as many nested folders within a folder as you like. With that, there is a set limit on how many you can actually create nested folders within a folder. Now, I could take the rest of this time and create as many nested folders in a folder, and I'm not going to reach that limit. So if you are able to reach it, please let me know what that number is. I know that we know that number somewhere on the back end, but it is so large that it's something that no one should be able to even reach. So just wanted to really put that out there because I know folders are great, let's say for like universities, things like that. Just want to make sure, it is well known that that is how you create folders, and it's the same process. Next, we have shared with me. So if you have any folders that are shared out with you, that's where these are going to be located. And then last, the trash. So any of the folders or questions, polls that you have deleted are going to be located here. Now they are going to be permanently deleted after 30 days. So just keep that in mind. All right, and so just a few more things we're just going to go ahead and highlight. So down here at the bottom, what we have here, we have some options. So we have our profile settings. So right here off the bat, we have personal info. So this is how you can update that presentation code. That is going to be available for certain paid plans, but just know that's where you go to locate that. You can update your first, your last name, your email, and then your time zone. Next, we have security. So this is where you can go to change your password. If you have an authenticator app, this is where you would go to get that set up. And then last, we have some really cool features here that's going to show your last logins that you have. Obviously, for a security standpoint, it's pretty cool to see. And then also, if you want to sign out of all devices, this is how you do that right here. Next, we have attendance locations. So we're not going to go into that here today. This is how you can set those, like attendance management that we have in 1.0. But that's where you can go to set that up. Our features lab, again, we're not going to go into this too much here today, but this is how you can disable, enable AI or attendance management. And then my data, that's going to be for a very small set of customers, so we're not even going to be touching that here. Next, we have.
Oh,
Yes.
real quick. Someone on the chat has raised their hand. I didn't know if they had a question about something you said.
Oh, I apologize.
I think it was Chad Harris.
Yeah.
Hi, can you hear me?
Chad?
Yes.
Yeah, just a quick question. I've noticed, so in 1.0, you have activities, and then you have groups of activities, which were called, I believe they were called polls. And I noticed now that that it's just polls rather than activities. Has the nomenclature changed a little bit? And I'm noticing that you have one poll and that you're adding all kinds of questions to it as part of the same poll. Has that interface changed a little bit from 1.0 to 2.0?
Yes, yeah, we have changed the terminology of that. Yeah, glad that was asked. That's definitely one of those questions you get in probably all of our, I think, Q&As so far. Yes, we have changed that terminology. So yeah, so the question are going to be a poll, and then within that poll are going to be the questions.
Thanks, Chad.
Thank you.
Also, if anyone else, I think there's one more hand that's raised, and then we can also save the other questions for the end. It says MEF Gmail.
Hi, I noticed your chat's disabled. So I just wanted to ask this. In 2.0, when will the ability to upload participant class rosters and download quiz poll scores to a CSV file be available in the basic 2.0?
Yeah, for uploading class sizes, we're actually currently working on that. So we want to have that done before the end of the fourth quarter. But I want to say that it's probably going to be done by October. So that's a good question.
So October, because before I was told end of September, but I guess that's a moving target.
Yeah, we have updated our roadmap that I think Alex might have shown here on the back end side of it. So we are currently working on it. End of September was the first target, but then we've had a lot of feedback from our professors that have written into us. So we wanted to make sure and incorporate that as well. So we released the best version of it versus just a version of it.
So I have a 30-day trial that expires soon that has the AI feature. Should I make all my polls in advance using this AI feature and then save them so that I can use them when this other feature is available?
Yes, that's right. Like any AI poll that you create now, it'll just be on your account for forever. So we're not going to get rid of any polls once your trial expires. It's just the certain
Yeah.
features that expire at the end of the
And
trial.
there's no way to extend this trial until such time that this other feature is available?
For that, would you mind emailing our support team about extending the trial with your
Sure.
full email and institution, and then we can probably work something out.
Got it. Good enough. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Nyla. All right, so tell you what, we just have a few more things to get to, and then we'll get to that Q&A because I know everyone's really excited about that. So really quick, we'll go over organization settings. So this can be your user management. This is how you invite users. This is where all your users that you have invited are going to be located here. Again, to invite them, just click on invite user, put the email, and you can select the role. Next, the plan and billing. So this one is going to be, we're not going to go into too much detail with this here today. This is going to be its own separate webinar in the future. Now this we have just recently updated, which looks super cool. We are partnering with Stripe. So I'm sure if a lot of people do online shopping, you probably have used Stripe once or twice. Same thing. So it's going to be much easier and everything like that for you guys to access your billing data, things like that. But again, we will go over that more in a future webinar, but just like to locate or show this where this is located. Next, LMS connections, that's for course management. So like Canvas integration, that's where you go to get that set up. But that also will be a future webinar that we will cover later on. And then two more things, some cool little things that we have here. Appearance, some people like dark mode. So you go ahead and set that to dark mode. Go ahead and I'll set this on back. And then last, if you want to log out, just click the log out button right there. Now for today, I'm not going to log out because I'm actually going to be populating another question for everyone. So give me 1 second. So I'm going to go ahead and populate that now. We just have a few more slides we need to get to. You should see now. Do you have any questions regarding 2.0? This is a great time if you can start adding any other questions that you have, and then we'll be answering those here in a second. Now, let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, so just a few more slides we need to get to. So for support, so if you need to access support for any reasons at all, we're going to be uploading and improving our users guides that we have there to reflect the new 2.0 features that we have coming out. But that's where that's all going to be located. If you need to submit a support ticket, whether you're running into issues or have questions, or if you require phone assistance, that's how you reach and contact us, is at poleverywhere.com/support. Next, the webinars. So we appreciate y'all for being here today. I cannot tell you how much we value your feedback and your questions that we get from you guys. Now, moving forward, if you want to access any of our future webinars, or if you want to, let's say you came in a little bit late and you want to look at a recording, this is where you go to poleverywhere.com/webinars. This is how you're going to be able to access, like I said, those recordings, future webinars that we have, and any information possibly we have. We are going to start tailoring more feature-specific webinars here towards the end of the year. But for right now, this is going to be what we're having to the 2.0. Since we have so many new users signing up, we want to make sure that we're showing everyone the basics before we really start getting into the nitty-gritty of all the cool features we're coming out with. Next, this is what I know a lot of people are waiting for, the Q&A portion. So here, you should already be logged in. It's the same QR code as previously for my presentation that we just were all participating in. But in case you're coming in a little bit late, you can go to pe.app/webinar. And here we're going to start answering those questions. Oh, go ahead and navigate on back. All right, perfect.
Awesome. Yeah. And if there's a question that anyone sees that you want answered, feel free to vote on it as well, like we showed earlier. So I'll start from the bottom. Oh, yeah, we did answer the activities. Will we be demoing this in PowerPoint? So when we do plan on having a separate webinar for the PowerPoint integration, as well as if you do have 1.0 polls in PowerPoint, there's a way to transfer them over that we're still working on. So we want to demo that in a future webinar. So I think that answers like the PowerPoint integration. How has it changed? There are a few changes within the integration. Now it's an add-in versus like the different integration that we have at 1.0. But we can talk more about that in the future webinar about PowerPoint. How to mark the correct answer. So if you create a poll with AI and there is correctness automatically assigned, AI will assign the correctness for you. However, you can hover over the option and click the green check mark to unmark the correct answer or to mark it as correct. You can also mark more than one response or answer as correct as well. Assignment manager feature has been changed. So with assignments and course management, we will have a separate webinar for that. But what I will say is that it's a lot more user-friendly than our current course management and assignments in 1.0. But there is a lot of different things to go over in that. So that would be in a future webinar, which we want to schedule once we fully have like the integration and everything fleshed out. How to put polls into PowerPoint. It's going to be very similar, somewhat similar to 1.0, but it's an insert questions and polls in a PowerPoint button that you'll find in the add-in. When will this be available? If you can re-ask that question about what specifically will be available, I can answer that as well. For LMS integrations, will users be able to change their password, or will that not be an option? If you are talking about their password to log into Poll Everywhere, if they're a part of an institution, that's going to be set at the institution level. So some users, if your admin wants or allows you to change passwords, you'll be allowed to do so. But some universities use like SSO and all that, so you won't be able to change your password within Poll Everywhere. You would have to go to your email service provider. So if that's Google, Microsoft, or whatever, you would change it through there. Bringing grades over for correctness. If you're talking about bringing grades over from 1.0 to 2.0, that's a migration question that we would be able to answer in the future. But as far as like bringing grades over that you've collected in 2.0, it's going to be really seamless and easy to use. But again, that'll be addressed when we demo this in a future webinar. How can you upgrade to 2.0? So this is a good question. As of right now, there's only a certain amount of eligible users that can upgrade to 2.0. So users who all the features they're using in 1.0 are now supported in 2.0. They'll have the ability to upgrade. But as of right now, we don't support like images, even though that's something that's going to be coming out soon. But if you have like images and polls or things like that, or LaTeX, we don't support that in 2.0 right now, so you wouldn't be eligible to migrate if you use those features. But you will get an email from us when your account is eligible to migrate over, and you'll be able to migrate and upgrade over to 2.0. Must you use 2.0? We don't have a date in mind for like shutting down 1.0, so you'll be able to use 1.0 for the foreseeable future, especially if there's features that we don't support in 2.0 that's used in 1.0. Once we get those built out, we would recommend you go to 2.0 because it's a lot faster and it's constantly being upgraded, but no one is going to be forced into 2.0 anytime soon. When will the integration webinar be available? We will send out an email about that soon. We don't have a specific date in mind, but we want to make sure that we have it available soon. And we're going to have multiple webinars about PowerPoint in case you can't make the one that we've hosted. And plus, they'll be recorded. Is it possible for you to demo how it works with the Canvas integration? We can't demo, well, the integration is there now, but we are not demoing it in this webinar. Again, that'll be in a future webinar that we'll talk about. We want to access all polls. Should we stay with 1.0 for now? So if you have a 1.0 account and it's not eligible to migrate over, you won't see any new polls in 2.0 from 1.0. Some people have created separate accounts to test out 2.0, and if you've done that, you won't be able to see your old 1.0 accounts in that new account. However, when you go through the migration process, once you're eligible, all of your old polls from 1.0 will be brought over to 2.0, and they'll be in a folder saying like your export from the date that you exported over, and you'll be able to open that up and see all of the old polls that you've had in 1.0. So none of that work or anything will be lost once you migrate over. Is there greater granular control when exporting grade data to Canvas? Yes, in 2.0 there will be more control over how you can grade students, how you can export grades and all of that good stuff, because we've gotten a lot of feedback about that from professors. And plus we are like a preferred integration with Canvas, so we have a lot of access to them and their developers to make sure that everything works how teachers and professors want it to work. Will the AI feature be available in Basic? If you're talking about the free plan, yes, it will be available. However, there is a limit to how many AI created polls that you can create. So it's not unlimited like it is for paid plans and enterprise plans. Does the entire interface upgrade to 2.0? So I think this question is asking like, will your 1.0 just randomly or magically like turn into 2.0 one day? No, that won't happen. You'll actually have to click, upgrade and migrate over to 2.0. We did it in this way because a lot of people are a lot more familiar with 1.0, so we don't want you to log in one day and it be completely different. So you will have control over when you migrate to 2.0 once your account is eligible. Does it cost extra to create a 2.0 test account? No, it does not. You can go to pe.app and you can sign up for a new account. Just use an email that's not associated with 1.0, because if you do, then you'll just get rerouted to 1.0. But with any new 2.0 account that you create, you get a 30-day trial for Teams, which has most of the features that we offer that are paid, so you can test them out and see how everything works. Also, coming from the product team, we do really value you all's feedback. So if you do create a 2.0 account and you're like, hey, I don't like this, or hey, I really love this, or why can't we do this? Feel free to email support. They give all those feedbacks to us, and we can even reach out to you to schedule a testing session or a session just to talk to you to get a feel about what you're looking for, what you like about 2.0, what you don't like. I can say personally, there's a lot of meetings we have with professors who've given us feedback and we've implemented it within like the week because they're like, hey, we don't think like this. Can you do this or whatever? And we've changed it like right away. So we're always looking for feedback. We're always looking to improve. So don't hesitate to reach out to support with some feedback, and we will definitely be in touch with you really soon. Is integration with Zoom and Teams equally supported? We can't answer this one right now because we're only focused on our integration with our LMSs, but we do have it on the roadmap to work on all of our other integrations that we've had with 1.0 at some time in the future. So I think that was all the questions for now. I'll give it another moment in case there's any follow-up questions or anything someone wanted to ask. Cool. So if there's nothing else, like I said earlier, feel free to take down that support email and email us any longer questions, any feedback. And if you want to, meet with us and talk about something or demo, we are be more than happy to. So is this not available in Teams? If you're talking about, there's a Teams plan on 2.0, if you're referring to that. All the features are available in the Teams plan. But if you're talking about the integration with Zoom and Microsoft Teams, we're not going to answer that as of right now. Also, Alex, I think you put the email in the chat, but it's not going to show up to everyone, so I'll just put it in this Q&A. 1 second.
Right. Got this set. Sorry about that, everyone. Yep. That, or you can go to polleverywhere.com/support. That's another way to get in contact with us as well. Yeah, any questions you have after this webinar or anything else you want to follow up on, just let us know, and we're more than happy to talk with you on individually, offline. Perfect. We did have one thing I do want to make sure I am highlighting here. Our roadmap, we do have right down here at the bottom of the page. That is where we are going to have any of the new features, things like that, they're coming up here. So I do recommend checking that out. We are going to be updating that pretty regularly. So that's a great place to go to. But again, if you have any other questions, please, please, please feel free to reach out to us to support. We're more than happy to help answer any and all of your questions. All right, so. Almost done. All right, so want to go ahead and thank you all for your feedback. We really do appreciate it. Yeah, I can't stress that enough. We take all this feedback, and obviously with Nyla being on the product team, she takes us back to her team. And even as a whole organization, we talk about this feedback we get here. So we very, very much appreciate that. And that's why we created 2.0 is for you guys. We want to hear your feedback. We want to hear what you like, you don't like, what you want, what you don't want. It really helps us out to make sure we know we're getting everything added and created for you guys. But let's just say if you have any other questions, anything like that, you can always feel free to reach our 2.0 FAQ. That's going to be pe.app/a/FAQ. We are going to be updating that pretty regularly, just like we do the roadmap. So that's another place to go to as well if you have any other questions. But again, please always feel free to reach out to us and support. Survey, you should see a survey up on your end right now. Please, please, please feel free to reply to that. If there's anything that you want us to try to cover, and like we mentioned in future webinars, that's where we want to hear things that you liked, you didn't like. All feedback is good feedback. So if you didn't like this, please let me know. You're not going to hurt my feelings. But if you loved it, we want to hear that too. All right. And that takes us to the end here today. So again, I just want to thank everyone for being here today and for taking time out of your day to join us. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope you all had fun and are as excited as I am to get started with Poll Everywhere 2.0. we truly enjoyed spending this time with you today. And on behalf of Nyla, myself, and the entire Pull Everywhere organization, just want to thank you all again for joining us and hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.